But this is not me making an excuse for my poor framing. And this is not me not owning my poor framing. This is just me saying I think it's unfortunate that we live in a culture where people can take a clip out of context, post the clip out of context, and then people create a narrative based on a clip without understanding that clip in its proper context. So it's like you judge a man's character and the totality of his ministry by a soundbite. And that's the culture that we live in, and I think that is unfortunate. That is no different than taking a text outside of its outside of its context in the Bible, Rich. You know how this go down. When we eisegete a text.
Yeah.
And you lift it out and then you make it something it is not because you lifted it out of its context. And I feel like to take a soundbite and lift it out of its context and then make a judgment on a person's character, their heart, their nature, their intentions on a soundbite, I think that's unfortunate that we do that in our culture.
Well, you're living in such a moment right now where you know what it's like to be tested in private. Now you're facing what it's like to be tested in public.
Yeah.
It's one thing to learn in obscurity. It's another thing when you try to learn in notoriety. I think about Joshua on many fronts here, but Joshua for many years is serving Moses in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And they finally come and they see Jericho's walls fall.
Yeah.
And he's standing there and the scripture says something to the extent of, in the name of Joshua, and his God began to spread to all the other areas. And it's like, all right, Joshua's known what it's like to serve in what looked like failure and wandering.
Yeah.
Now, how do you serve and lead in success?
Yeah.
And I think it's in these moments right now where like people want to turn you into a caricature. Like they want to, I thought the most beautiful thing that you said in your statement was, hey, and there's both sides of this whole thing are trying to use me and weaponize what I've said.
Yeah.
I think about that moment with Joshua when he goes out and there's the angel of the army of the Lord. Yeah. And he's like, well, are you on our side? He's like, neither. I'm not on either one of these sides.
I'm on the Lord's
and
side.
the idea, we want to be on the Lord's side. And I think you're so wise to say,
thank you, bro.
And I applaud your humility. And I'm not even here to say all the things that you're wading into, but I know you and I know that these issues are very, very polarizing issues. I don't think you were meaning to be polarizing. I think you're trying to preach to people of saying, we live in a rebellious time. Yeah. And if you're going to be a follower of the way, you're going to have to learn to submit to all sorts of authority that we don't like.
And there you have it, y'all. Let's continue praying for Pastor Phillip. If you truly like seeing content like this, make sure you follow and subscribe to the page. God bless.